What is going on, you beautiful people? This building that you're seeing behind me is actually a map that I've tried to recreate from the new Black Ops 6 game. So as you know, Black Ops 6 is in beta. It was in beta last week for Game Pass users, and obviously it is in beta this following weekend, open beta for everyone to be able to use. And obviously pre-orders with last weekend, that's just happened. It still exists until the 4th, so if you haven't played it, then play it till then. And this map that you're going to see behind me on this building that I've made or tried to recreate behind me is the SKYLINE map. Now I do understand we are definitely not in the SKYLINE. As you can see behind me, we are in the mountain settings, but it wouldn't be as good of build because the SKYLINE map has got a swim pool. So as you know, we've definitely gone and made a swim pool in this one. I'm going to try and make my camera move a little bit slower because last time everyone said my camera moved a little bit fast. So I'm going to try and walk around as slow as possible to give you guys an understanding exactly how this base looks. I'm going to walk into the rooms and I'm basically going to pan from left to right so you can kind of get an understanding. So yeah, if you have seen this, then give me your rating out of 10. Now do excuse the lack of furniture in this property because obviously I've started on the new hard server. I haven't got enough materials to go ahead and fully decorate the property. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you around the property and then I'm going to remove the whole top layer so you guys can understand how I've made the layout. And then like little details that I've made. For instance, this fireplace here where you can see I've elevated it, put glass on it. So it's like a built-in fireplace. Sort of, you could even raise it up a little bit higher if you want to. I like the idea of this. Maybe you don't, but there's loads of little details that I put around which you might actually like. So to start off with, obviously the first room as you walk in, you've got, well, let me show you the front of the building. Now I'm not too impressed with the way it looks from the front. It looks quite bland. Remember, it's meant to be a penthouse sky top of a skyline, which would have rather odd shapes. And in this case, obviously, it's got these very open areas. We enter into the main room. We can see, obviously, the dining table and then the kitchen here. And then you can see that I've elevated the foundations here. 2 large foundations, or normal foundations, and some small foundations to make like a bar table seating area. Maybe it's a little bit too big. Maybe I could go ahead and get some of these and run it along so it doesn't look as big. And then you can see with the kitchen, I've put the fridges in first, put the sides in, and then put the kitchen in afterwards. And for some reason it let me actually go ahead and clip it through as long as the walls are built like this. So maybe that's a cool tool for you guys to make it actually look like a kitchen. Maybe you get the other kitchen top where it looks a little bit more like an actual oven rather than a barbecue. Completely up to you. And then I put the hanging lights just there. And then coming over to here, we've got the little ice cream cake counter, sweet counter. Heading out, you've got that. And then you would see, now if you have played the map, you should probably know by now that it almost looks like it, but remember I couldn't do the extra additions because we are capped. We can see up there I'm 793 out of 700, which doesn't make sense because obviously 700 pieces is all you're allowed, but I've managed to squeeze in 93 extra pieces. Not too sure, but now if I try and put anything, it kind of stops me. So maybe there's some sort of bug. But yeah, as you would know by the map, it actually extends out further, goes round, goes up, and then comes into here. But I couldn't do that. But this is a really cool concept. Let me know what other maps or buildings you would like me to create from other video games next. But yeah, let's continue round. So come into the other side. We can see, remember, this did extend here. We've got a little seating area with a nice backdrop. As you can see, you've got the rivers curling round with a nice mountain view that you see there. Coming through here, we've got the lovely curved walls with obviously the enclosed kitchen right there. And then coming out, this is where it's most recognizable, I think, to the actual map. You've got the large swimming pool that is completely usable. I did put a bar here. I'm not too sure about this. I'm actually going to remove these. It was just, yeah, spur of the moment. You come out here, you got the very large swimming pool, and then obviously you got the floating landing up there, the floating catwalk. The pool is usable. You can completely use a pool. You can even dive down in this pool. It's quite a deep pool, which is pretty cool. And the stairs are completely usable. And then you've got the hot tub as well. The hot tub you do have to jump in, but you can see you do not swim in the hot tub. You actually stand in the hot tub. But at least you've got a hot tub with an absolutely incredible picturesque view at the rear of this property as well. So let's kind of get back around and see what we're looking at from this angle. As you can see at the top, you've got the catwalk up there, just like the actual map. And then you come back around. Let's go clockwise. So if we're going clockwise, we come through there and we're going to go through here. This is meant to be a bedroom. Now, you would be able to furnish it. As you can see, I've got no furniture used, 96 out of 250. And then you've got functioning facilities and then power generators. I've really done nothing because I don't have anything unlocked, like these lights on the ceiling. I've only done that so you can see the space. But in the actual map, there's a bed there. There's 2 sofas here. There's cabinets along the back. Coming back through this way, we go into, which is the walk-in wardrobe. You come in here, as you can see, you've got a wardrobe there with a nice seating area to try on your clothes. Now, on the actual map, there is an underground bunker bit here. Unfortunately for me, yeah, because we're on the water, we can't exactly make an underground bunker bit here. So that is not going to work. But at least we can walk through the wall if we want to. And then, yeah, we can basically make up our own means. Come into here, we've got the bath. We've meant to be a toilet. We don't have a toilet. I could have put a seat there, but I just don't think it's appropriate. We've got the counter there. Now, there is a big, large shower here on the actual map, but I'm not incorporating that into this build. So then, yeah, you get, yet again, you've got your skylights, because on the actual map, you have got skylights. So you've got 2 skylights here, and then, yet again, you want to have your bed there. If we head around, if you follow me around to the other side of the property, around the hot tub, as you know on the map, you'll be hiding behind here or lying down here, shooting people up there, shooting people there while protecting the area. We're going to just continue through to the next part. Now, yet again, this is all empty, but there is a piano here on the last one. I still think it's a very cool building design. You've got the lowered catwalk there, and I've got a stray bunny in my property. You might want to get out, otherwise you're going to make a really, really nice meal. Right, let's head over to this corner. We can see there's a windows up there, which in the map there is windows. Now, this is meant to be the elevator shaft. Do you want to be friends or something? This is meant to be the elevator shaft. Now, I have made it so it is just a hollow box with 2 doors. So it does kind of mimic the elevator shaft. You do not have to have that. Remember, you can use this just as a template for your build. And then if you come back around here, we are back near the start, and we can go ahead and go up these stairs that are just here. Now, yeah, again, I would like to put some fencing around there. We ignore the roof. The roof is, I've not done any wall paint over there. You come into the main, it was like there's like a big table in here, but it's more like an office. So I put a desk, because I mean, I'm limited to what furniture I could put in here. I put a desk, and then I put some windows looking out. What a view, guys. Look at that view. That view is absolutely stunning. I mean, I know it's a video game, but it looks amazing. Come to the end, yet again, that's where you would see the elevator shaft. And then you would go ahead and walk through here, or continue your journey through here, and you'd be on that upper end catwalk where you'd look across. You'd be shooting people. Obviously, you could switch shoulder, and there was some paintings on the walls, so I decided to put the shiny paintings on the walls, just because for good reference. Then, if you head across the catwalk over the top here, you come out, and you would come onto the top landing. Now, I could extend this. I probably should extend this because obviously it's a little bit wider on the official map. So the only thing I think that's not really to scale is probably this top catwalk. Everything else is almost on scale. And then yet again on the actual map, there'd be a down ramp there that would lead into that room that you'd see at the front. So let's go ahead and zoom out. Guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this though, because I am curious if you do like this sort of style. You can see the build design. It's really funky, really quirky. Probably not meant to be this stretch. It's probably meant to be where this is moved up. As you can see, I've got my furnace and that tucked behind the wall there, as well as my storage boxes, because I'm going to do a couple of building designs. Yeah, right. So this is what it looks like from the top. As you can see, if we were to look at this part here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 long from the longest part. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on width on the widest part, then 5, then 3, then 2, and 2. Now, obviously, I've got that hollow area, but it's just, well, because on the actual game, it looks like that. So I thought I'd do it on here. You know, I wanted to mimic it as much as possible. You can see that I've done this over the top part, but it's just to give it that look of its higher ceilings. But it realistically doesn't give it any benefit at all. It just makes the build look a little bit better, because if you look at it now, it really looks a little bit lackluster, and it doesn't look like there's anything going over the top. Now, you could obviously grab the smaller ones and place them along the top, so it actually doesn't look as clunky and as wide. That is completely up to you. So that is the top layer. Let's go ahead and, as you can see, this catwalk here, to make this catwalk, guys, to get it so it had 3 windows in with separators, you can see I've used the small stone half walls, and I've had to go and put a normal cube, 2 small ones, another normal cube, and 2 small ones, and another normal cube. That's what gave me the separators for the middle of these windows. Guys, I'm going a bit too fast with my mouse, both. It doesn't matter. So yeah, and we'll slow it down. So yeah, we want to do that to give it the separators to make it actually seem a little bit longer. I just think it's a really cool concept yet again. Now, you could obviously have it so the windows are not so separated, but I kind of like it. Right, let's go ahead and remove the top layer. Actually, I didn't show you this. So you can see the depth of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yet again, and then going from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that would be 5 across from there, but there'd also be 6 across from here by 4. So that is one section. That is the next section. That is the next section. And then we look here. From here, we got the 1, 2, 3, the 4 to the 5. We got the 2, 4 pieces. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we got a corner, and then we got a 4 by 3 box here. Yet again with another little figgly niggly bits, whatever you want to call it. Then we got 5 at the front. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4 by 4 here on the right side, and then obviously you got your kitchen, which is another 2 by 2. So yeah, make it as you want. I probably explained that terribly. Let's go and remove the whole top floor. Right, so that is the top floor removed. So now we can see the actual bottom floor, and we can see what it looks like. Now, I did accidentally delete some floor pieces, so we're not seeing it fully to its scale, but you can kind of now get an understanding of what the bottom floor looks like. Just there. Pause it at any point that you need to, but let me show you basically how I did certain things. So obviously the bath on the raised platform is super easy. You want to just hit relocate, you want to hold out, and then you want to make sure you're not on the snap mode, and then you want to scroll the mouse wheel, and you can kind of alter the height. That's how we elevated that. And then if we come back through, what other parts? The swimming pool, for instance, right? How did I make the swimming pool? Well, if we come down low, I did the same thing that applied. For instance, I put the normal foundation up. So this is to get the exact angle here. So I put a normal foundation up at the height I wanted. Then I grabbed another foundation and lowered it all the way to the point of where it would make one wall high, or one fence high, or whatever you want to call it, one wall high to be the exact height. Then I grabbed wooden ceilings, or whatever ceilings you want, and I ran them all the way along the side. And then obviously where you need more support, then you go and place more support around and more walls around. Obviously, if it's not letting you place something, then you need more support. So yeah, we've done that, and that's how we got the base of the swimming pool. Now, how do we get the steps? For the steps, you do require a platform in order to be able to place the steps. Now, it could be that you've got your pool elevated enough so you don't even need the platform there, because if I was to remove that, for instance, and then I was to actually remove that ceiling, grab a foundation, put it here, and now actually elevate it to the same height as a 1 second. Oh, right, I can't elevate it in this spot because this spot is too deep. If I was to do it up here, for instance, and then I was to grab a foundation up here, and I was to elevate that to the same height, I believe that is the same height, yes. Now I could go to structures, I could go to interior, I could go to the steps of choice, and it should, as we saw there, let me place it. It's letting me place it on the edge, which is not what I want. I want to be able to actually place there. So it lets me do it like that. So you can see you can still run the whole lot of foundations all the way along the bottom if you don't want the pool so deep. And even being at that depth, just to let you know, as long as it's stair depth, that is swimming level as well. So it don't need to be as deep. You could literally have it so it's steps to foundations that is deep enough. Also, providing that you've got yourself low enough to the water levels as well. Right, so moving over to the hot tub. How did I do the hot tub? How is the hot tub where you can walk in it, and the pool obviously is the way it is? And how have I elevated the walls like this? Well, I did the same obviously concept to start, which was the foundation around the side, but I needed to put these small half walls on the side, and I didn't want them up too high, because if I would have done it from the normal fence, this one, and I was to put it on top, I personally think that would have been too high for a jacuzzi. So I've lowered it. And now how did I lower it? Well, in order to lower it, what I did is I lowered the foundation by a little bit and then applied the same concept, but I put wood half walls and then I put small half walls all the way up until the point of where I got the right height. And obviously you can mess around with this to get the right height. It's completely up to you. And then from the height of the walls that you see over here, I then could put a floor on it and cap it off at a different height. So rather than it being so low, now that I've got it there, I could actually, rather than putting it there, I could put it on the little half wall down here, and I've got multiple heights I can do. As I know that there I would swim, but there I'd walk. That's why I did it at that height. And then yet again, if you want the stairs to make it a little easier, run 4 little squares because it snaps to an edge. And then if it's 4, it works like that. Now the fireplace, I believe, is one of the last things that I've really got to show you how the fiddly bit works, let's say. You can see the same concept applies. I've got the half walls, but to start off with, I had it all open planned. I had the fire out here, and you can see the foundation now is at normal level. So what I did is I grabbed it, I raised it. You obviously can raise it to what you want. I could even have it all the way up here, let's say. Whoop. And then I could grab the fire and I could sling it in there. Now you can actually put it on the snapping mode to make it a little bit easier. Then you want to get a ceiling. That's a foundation. A ceiling, and you want to place it on top. And now because that fire is a little bit too high, that won't work. If we lower that foundation by just a couple, well, there, that should be just enough. This would be like its highest point. So yet again, if you want it that high, I liked it how I had it before personally. It should snap now. Now it's not actually snapping. It might be because the flame is classed as a solid object. Let's just remove these just for the purpose of this, just to make sure that I've got it at the right height. There's a ceiling. No, we can see that that's not working. So we actually have to lower this by 1 yet again. That is the one I had it at. And then if we went and grabbed the ceiling, that should snap. There you go. And then once you've done that, all I did was I went to structures, went to frame, went down and got another half wall, and then I turned it to glass and I put it in the front of it. I know it's really fiddly, but it does work. And there you go. You've got a fire at the front of it, and then you can just box off the top part of it as well and make it so it basically sinks into the ceiling. Now you don't actually have to have that ceiling there. So if you did remove that, for instance, you could in effect elevate it a little bit more. Would you want to elevate it a little bit more? I'm not too sure. Let's have a little look. So let's go ahead and put it there, let's say. Does this look nice? No, personally, I don't think that is a nice looking. Let's go over there. I'm obviously full because now I've got loads of materials on me. Yeah, you can't even see the fire. So how I had it before was perfect. But, you know, it just kind of gives you an understanding as to how it would work. And then it gives you another extra design or feature that you could obviously do with it. And then this, yet again, like I said, it's the same concept of elevating the foundations up or down to whatever suits you. And now, obviously, if you've already got one that's out of height, it will snap to that. And then this was a case of I've had the kitchen. I built these half walls. And then once I'd built these half walls, I grabbed the little them cubes, and then for some reason it let me snap this inside, so it looks like an actual kitchen worktop work surface. I put 2 fridges next to each other and they snapped inside. You just saw it then. Now, how did I do this angle? How did I get this wall here? Some of you might go, how on earth did you get this wall here? Because it's quite hard to do. Well, all I did to get that wall there is I actually had a normal small stone square foundation. And I put it there. I actually had this wall removed, and then it should let you snap it on there. Now if it doesn't, because it is a real pain, grab the foundation, actually twist it. And that sounds odd, but it should work as long as you twist one foundation. There you go. We can see we twisted a foundation, so now it's letting me snap at another angle, and then we can remove that foundation and put another wall at the back there. Probably should have kept that foundation just for the the next part of this video. Oh, there we go. And then bam, you've got that little indented kitchen as well. So you can have it that way if you want as well. That is, I believe, everything for this map. Hopefully you enjoyed this map. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it looked like the map from Black Ops 6 beta? Like, follow, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.